welcome back to the Stanley Parable with Roma.
Hello.
We did the museum ending, so let's see, what's left? We have the serious ending, which I've now gotten to work. We have the one that I'm going to be doing last. We have the powerful ending.
Escape pod.
And the escape pod it is. Okay, so we have to basically do the same thing as last time, but with a much shorter premise. Also, interesting fact.
What could it mean?
Interesting fact. This
to
one
go
is
to the
broken.
meeting. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It is?
Yeah, this ending is actually broken because there's files that are supposed to be in there, but are not for some reason, and no one's ever figured out how to fix it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, so, I have to be really careful about this, because I'm supposed to walk in and go right out but just as the doors close.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Stepping in.
There, I did it! I did it. Is this openable? Nope. Okay. So anyway, we go down this way. And you notice the narrator is just straight up gone at this point.
Oh. I guess we did break the game.
There's supposedly a legitimate way of doing this where you still have the narrator with you, but since we've broken it, he's not there. And also, there's supposed to be, if you actually open up, or if you know how to do things and you open up oh wait, maybe it shows up here. Aha, look! Failed to load sound, narrator boss2.wav, can't create mixer.
Huh.
Unable to find actor named narrator. So it's actually kind of broken. So anyway, we go in here. And the game will load again. You are now leaving. This is floor 754. Escape pod bay, floor 760.
Huh. So we're going up.
A lot. And you'll notice, this is the same exact floor.
Huh.
As you can see, there's door 430 again.
Uh-huh.
$757, door 430. $758. Where am I? Ah, there it is. $759, 1 to go. Still door 430. It's really hard to see. Aha, here we go. Escape pod launch bay. Now look, it says right here, the escape pod will initiate relay. Okay, so this is covered up, but if you rip this texture, it says that both Stanley and the narrator must be present for the ending to play out properly. But since the narrator is missing, and we have so much red text,
I wonder if it's gonna work.
We see this, and there's supposed to be sounds for this thing too, but there's not.
Huh.
And look, it just appears as a white bar at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then the game resets.
Oh. Huh. So we did break the game.
Exactly. It's broken, and nobody's figured out how to fix it yet.
I'm surprised they didn't make a patch for it.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
All right, now we're gonna do the heaven ending, because this is easy. I start off by awaiting input here, input received, then I begin the game again. Next up, I find the next one that requires input.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right, where's the next one that requires an input? Right here. Input received. Begin the game again.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Where's the next computer that requires an input? It won't be that past the doors. Okay, seriously, where is it? Did it break? I can't open any office doors.
Oh.
Seriously? Let's try beginning the game again and see if that fixes it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I guess the heaven ending decided to break too. I may as well just tell you what it is as we're going to the powerful ending.
Okay.
And if you do the heaven ending right, you press buttons on each of the computers that show display input, and then you're teleported to a white area filled with nothing but spinning colorful buttons that you can press for eternity, and it says, "Welcome to heaven, Stanley."
When Stanley came to a set of two open
That's
doors,
actually so funny.
he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
And this is how I feel about the heaven ending not working.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Powerful. That's where the powerful comes in. Alright, so let me see. We have done the freedom ending, the countdown. Well, we haven't done the countdown ending yet. Time to speed
How
run
long was
through.
he sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. As the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But instead of doing that...
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Already have,
I'm
bitch!
afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes
Nope, there's no
off.
way to stop
But what
it.
precious moments each one of them is.
So why don't you say
Time
that
to
it's our
talk
story
about
now?
you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
Probably because
You'd like
we
to know
didn't
where your
listen to it, I'm guessing.
co-workers are.
Yep.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though.
Wait,
This
can you see
version
the
of events
version?
has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested
there?
away from you.
Yeah, I'm here.
is
I just can't hear you and him at the same time.
Go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be
Oh, I was
even
asking if
better.
we could actually do those
My
endings, the
goodness,
ones where
we need
the office
34
burns
seconds left.
or it gets
But I'm
swallowed up by the
enjoying
ground.
this so
I
much.
wish.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye, Employee 427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
To be
Just
honest,
being
it's kind of sadistic, if you ask me.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
What did you just
Or will
say?
you let it go peacefully?
I'm saying this is kind of sadistic.
I know it is.
What the narrator is doing to
It's
them.
all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
And we're dead.
That's crazy.
I know it is. One ending remains.
Ooh, let's see that one.
And look, there's paper all over the ground. Lovely. Okay, so the final
All of
ending.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
You want
Stanley
to
decided
find out
go
what
to
the name is
meeting.
before I do it?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sure.
The final ending is called the Not Stanley ending.
Oh.
So much paper on the ground, so much wasted paper.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door.
Hey, Mom.
Come let me in. I'm freezing. I can't get the door unlocked.
Okay, I'll be right there. Be right back, Roma.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Roma?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Remember when I said that there's another ending in this room?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take the lift all the way.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing.
Wait, this isn't the one with his girlfriend, is it?
We're gonna be getting there, but it's gonna be changed.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
However,
That's her, Stanley.
You don't
You
pick
need
up
to
the
be
phone?
the one to do. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices, and to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part
I
of
love
being a
this.
real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
A what?
A back, sack, and crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
That was unexpected.
Welcome
Uh-oh,
back.
this is even
You may
worse.
have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, everything's starting to break even further, but this one's actually a real break. This is supposed to happen. We have safety guardrails now.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
We're going back to the double doors.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But instead of doing that, we're going to go back to the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in
Are
the
there
other
2
direction.
different
Perhaps we're not
answers
too
to go to
late.
the other one?
I'm not sure, but I know this is how you get to it. So now we have to go through this door and find...
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh. Turns it back on.
Oh! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
Seen
It would
it.
have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
again?
he entered
He
the
somehow
door.
reset it. But if we go through here again...
Yeah.
Will it be broken? Snot.
Yet there was not
Did
a
I
single
broke it?
person
Did I
here
break
either.
the ending again?
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
No, wait,
boss's
no, I didn't.
office,
This is supposed to
hoping
happen.
He might find an answer.
Look.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You can't get to the Mariella ending.
Got it.
However, there's another change.
The office is different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115.
However,
Was this
since...
the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
There's no way to actually speak the code into the thing.
Oh. What if you use the... No, never mind. I was going to say, what if there was a microphone in game?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115! Yeah!
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I can't!
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Now look where we are.
Into a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Check out who that is. That's Stanley.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do.
Man, I kind of feel bad for the narrator.
Please.
Yeah.
Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
And now we're just reset.
Huh. Alright.
That's why I chose that ending for last. But would you like to see what happens if we try to enable cheats?
Sure.
Okay, so going in here, SV underscore cheats 1.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room.
Nope.
Go.
And if we do it again...
Oh, no.
Wait, that's supposed to be underscore.
Whoa. Did we not have the talk? Are we not in the serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through? I'm going to be conservative and say it was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one. It's more of a notes room. Again, the point of this story is to convey how serious I feel this cheating issue is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me once you've fulfilled your new punishment. Infinity years in the serious room. I generally have trouble reading human emotions, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're devastated by this crippling new punishment. As well you should be. It's the most serious I could think of. Can you get more serious than that? No, you can't. Don't try.
Is there another way of doing it again? One more time.
Still no effect. The problem is clearly the serious room. It isn't serious enough. That's on me, Stanley. I apologize. I'm going to the store to look through more tables. Hopefully I find one that conveys how wrong what you're doing is. Now, where did I put those notes?
And that's the game.
Oh, wow.
I can reset it and still play. This isn't like Undertale's Genocide where you have to start completely over with the whole server wiped and stuff. I can literally just reset the game at any time. I just thought we'd spend some time in the serious room talking about what you think of the game. Any final thoughts you have?
Honestly, I loved it. I love how it gives all the different decisions and how the game doesn't really take itself seriously. I think that's one of the things I like the most.
Meta humor is the best. So I thank you for rejoining me. I knew that this would be the perfect game to have you reinstated as part of my channel.
Well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me.
Naturally. So, what shall we tell the people what the next game that you're going to be starring in with me is?
The interesting thing is that I don't even know the answer to that.
Well, you have two options. Whichever one you say in this moment, right now, will be the answer.
Oh, okay. Fuck. I forgot what the game is called. Give me a second. Oh, it's a way out. It's a way out. It's a way out.
All right. A way out of the serious room.
There we go.
Yeah. So anyway, thank y'all for watching this series on the Stanley Parable. If you liked it, leave us a like. If you're new around here, subscribe. Roma and I will see you in A Way Out.
One eternity later.
Oh yeah, I'm JFK from Clone High, and I am telling you to subscribe to the Geeky Skunk Gamer, and his friends, Geo Joe 2000 and Luigi Fan 891.